Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. It is Tuesday night. So happy to be here for some real talk. And I'm so happy to have my man Adon. What's up, Adon?
What's up, my man? How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. So happy to have you. How's your day been?
I got out of work, so I'm good now.
Woo-woo, let's party, man. Time to party hardy. We got lots of coverage, lots of fun stuff came out today. Lots of stuff we're going to talk about. Mortal Kombat. Did you see Mortal Kombat, Adon?
I did.
Good.
I got to see it.
Okay, good. We'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about the fact that Godzilla versus Kong is such a success. They're already talking sequel. We got some information today. Plus, for the first time, I think I'm in 1080 HD. I finally figured out how to click on that baby, and now you get to see my full HD-ness. Oh, man, how exciting, right? Just what you wanted to see, my face in more extra clarity.
I see a pimple.
Oh, look who else is here, Lewis. Wow, exciting.
I've been working out.
Yeah, baby. I can tell. Looks hot.
Yeah, my chin, like every time I eat donuts.
So many nerds here. Nerd Tots, Nerd Report. Adding you to the scroll. Happy to have you both. Happy to have so many wonderful people in the chat. And what is up with this? Tyler from Collaborative Kiwi Studios already dropping the deuces. Bam. Well, he did one first. I'm surprised they aren't calling the film Son of Sons, which we're talking Godzilla. First, he sent that. And then, so thank you for that. And then he said, dropped a 50 in Australian money. That's nets out to $37, which is bravo, sir. Let's start this stream off strong and boycott all Amber Heard films or projects. Start donating to your favorite content creators.
I'd buy that for $1.
Amen, sir. Love you, Tyler. Lewis loves you. Save some money for Lewis. Are you going to be on tonight, Lewis?
Thanks, man. Hell yeah, and I have some free movie giveaways, some links, man. I'm going to hook up all the not all the subscribers, but a lot of the subscribers tonight. I got the I forgot what I got. I'll check right now and update you.
You got something good. Well, happy to be here, guys. Yeah, tonight's just today was a doozy for me because I got shot too. Got shot too, Lewis. When you were knocked out, for the day, I felt it today, man. Whoo.
Oh yeah. Well, what time did you get it, bro?
I got it yesterday. And
you get knocked out today should be the day where you hate the world.
Yeah, today was the day, right? Well, it was last night because I got first thing in the morning yesterday. So I woke up in the middle of the night. It hit me, and I was just like, I just felt lethargic and down, like not in pain, but just it hit like I had to rest a lot today. So finally getting a little bit more steam, feeling better, save some energy for tonight so we could stream, have some fun. But shouldn't sway
if
you're
that's your immune system happening,
kicking
man.
in.
You guys out there, don't get too discouraged if you feel that. It's your immune system working.
So yeah, I mean, because when I got the shot, honestly, it was painless. I was like, "Did you do it?" I was like, "Did you pocket it, or did you do it?" I was all worried that it didn't happen. And then later that evening, my arm started to get a little sore, and then I was like, "All right, yeah, no, it's in there. It's definitely in there." But yeah, no, all's good. Nothing too scary. But yeah, shot 2 is definitely just prepare if you're scheduling it and you're doing it. Make sure you do it on a day where you don't have like something massive the next day. Something you can be a little chill on the next day, a little wiser. But
also, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, please.
I just want to dedicate this time on my behalf, and if you guys want to join in as well, to the people in India. They're having a real rough time right now with the Bud Light and stuff like that. And, thoughts and prayers and positive energy to everyone over there. And the rest of the world, but especially them. They've been on the news lately, and it's terrible.
Indeed.
Oh, of course.
Well, thoughts out to everybody out there who's feeling it. Hopefully, we're going to do another Hugging the Cactus stream tomorrow. We'll see. But lots more to talk about tonight. Entertainment stuff broke down. First big breaking news. Let's get to this one first. And also, I think we had one more from Maximilian. Thank you, Maximilian. I've been a fan of the Mortal Kombat games for years. The more recent Mortal Kombat film is my favorite Mortal Kombat film since the recent animated film Scorpion's Revenge. Hoping for more films with a lot more fatalities, gore, more characters from the games. Fantastic thoughts. We are going to get to that second. And then just got one from Johnny Azul. Any thoughts on the Elizabeth Banks live action Flintstones? You bet your butt we're covering that as well. Myra just sent a chat as well. I got my shot on Saturday and I was out all weekend. Yeah, so it seems to be a common thing. Shot 2 definitely knocks you down a peg to tell you that it's working. So thank you, Myra. Thank you, Johnny. Yes, Johnny, that is on my deck. I literally just put that on my tab. Let's get through it all, shall we? First up, though, I want to to start with this news from the Hollywood Reporter breaking today that Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard is in talks for the Legendary's next MonsterVerse film. Now, every other Godzilla film and King Kong film has been directed by somebody different. They've had some good directors coming in through there, Gareth Edwards and what's his name from Kong's Jordan Vogt Roberts. They've had some good people come in and out of this franchise, and now Adam Wingard is going to be the first person to come back, in theory, because he's now in talks to do the next film. Now, I don't know if you've seen this chat or Adon, or Lewis, but do you know what film they're throwing around as a possible follow-up?
Ding, 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 ding.
Lewis knows. Do you know, Adon?
I'm going to go with no. I haven't been reading the chat. I've been keeping pure.
Okay. So you know, but you know Lewis because you read it today. So what?
I didn't read it. I just heard it. You want me to tell you?
Well, Don, what's your guess?
Godzilla. Wait.
What project do you think they'll do next? It's not one I would have guessed.
Mighty Joe Young.
Wow, close.
Kinda.
Close, yeah.
Are we serious?
Well, it's going to be Son of Kong. Is what they're talking about.
That is Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah, it is. Wow, bravo. I'm impressed. But Son of Kong is the next project they're looking at. One possible title being floated around, Son of Kong. It wasn't the most encouraging start, just as Legendary's Kong versus Godzilla was beginning post-production. The company's Godzilla King of Monsters and underperformed. Movie which cost $170 million, grossed only $386 and earned a middling reviews. I wasn't a huge fan of Godzilla King of Monsters. It should have been even better.
I loved it. I got to interrupt you there.
Well, you're good. I'm glad. I mean, some people did. It just didn't do as well. Given its lessons to the results, Legendary insiders have viewed Godzilla vs. Kong as perhaps the end of the current version of the franchise, even as executives believed they had saved the best for last. But then Godzilla vs. Kong opened. The movie, which bowed stateside March 31st to $31.6 million, it crossed $400 million globally, is the top grossing Hollywood-produced movie released since the Rona upended the movie business, and has yet to open in multiple larger markets, among them UK, Brazil, Japan. It also marks the second best performance in the 4-movie MonsterVerse franchise, trailing only Kong Skull Island's tally of 566. So look, that's really good. The fact that in the pandemic it has outgrossed King of Monsters is immensely good. That's a huge good for them for saving the movies. But apparently, so now instead of winding it down, they want to ramp it up. Hollywood Reporter has learned that Legendary is quietly taking steps to stretch into the series in one or more installments, entering early talks with Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard to return for another round of Monster Mayhem. If the deal closes, Wingard would be the first Helmer to return, as I said, which their Toho relationship. As of now, there's no timetable. I thought they were still sort of dealing with Toho. I didn't know they still had the rights. Do you know, Lewis?
They're in negotiation with Toho all the time. That was like kind of the debate after Godzilla versus Kong, the last one. But they'll settle it. It's Legendary is a Japanese-owned studios, and so their deal over there in Japan and stuff. So it's gonna be fine. Kong is different though.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they're doing this, because they don't own Kong. So therefore, they can jump into another Kong movie right away without worrying about what Toho thinks. That makes more sense. That's why Son of Kong is sort of the one, because I think they have to still re-up the Toho deal with Godzilla before they can do more. So in the meanwhile, why not just do a straight Kong movie while they deal with that?
Plus, the Kong movies are grossing more money. The Skull Island made more money than the Godzilla ones, and this one is mostly a Kong movie. So
keep up the trend.
Yeah. Although I will say this, I love the people over there at Warner Brothers. They're my friends, the PR department and stuff. But hey, you guys over promote the Godzilla movies. By the time the movie came out, I felt like I already saw it. They were showing that IMAX 10 minutes preview of the fight between Ghidorah and Godzilla. And when I saw the film, I was like, dude, it's redundant. This was months before, man. They just show way too much. They do that with the DCU, and they did that with Godzilla. So I think that ruins it a little bit. It gets burned out by the time it comes out. People are already burned out on it.
See, and they did the same thing with Mortal Kombat, where they were first 7 or 10 minutes.
I don't want to see that. Yeah, it ruins it.
I actually avoided it. Someone's like, "Oh, did you see the opening scene?" I'm like, "No, man. I ignored it."
But as a fan, like you're gonna watch it if you're real, because I'm a casual Mortal Kombat fan. But if you're real hardcore, if you're like, for example, with me, Star Wars, if they said, hey, first 7 minutes of Star Wars, dude, I'm watching it, even if it's on a cam. You know?
Oh man, listen, I've been down that route, but like too many times I would like, it's a really good scene, and then when I go watching the film, I feel like it takes away. So now I make that as a mental sacrifice to myself. Like I'm like, no, I want to see it. It's not that I don't want to see it. It's I want to see it. I'm going to hold myself back.
The video looking crisp, Andy. MK was average. Scorpion was too weak. They set up a Scorpion v Sub-Zero for the end only to have him get wrecked again. Son of Kong? Unless he's much stronger than Kong, he'll get wiped, so I'll pass. # tip your favorite creators.
I'd buy that for $1.
Thank you, Knock Shadow, my man. Always appreciate you. You are the best. He's on my wall right back there. My Spidey, you see him?
He covered everything.
He covered it all. That's how Knock Shadow doesn't mess around. Yeah, it's well said. Thank you I'm glad it looks more crisp. I'm going for that. Scorpion was. I want to say we'll get to Mortal Kombat, and I'll come back to your thoughts. But yes, son of Kong. Unless he's much stronger than Kong, he'll get white. Amen. So let's talk about this, because as you were talking, guys, I was gathering, and I see some more super chats. I'll get to you guys. Just bear with me. In the next break, I'll collect them and we'll go through them and pivot. But I want to go through some of this story, because Son of Kong. Like, what? Why? This is a smaller version of Kong. So it's like Baby Kong? They're going to do like Baby Yoda for Baby Kong, but that's not scary. What the hell's going to happen there? Now, I don't remember this movie. I looked up a little bit of it today as this was breaking to learn more of what this could be. Does anyone in the chat feel like this is an exciting direction? I don't know why Son of Kong would help the direction they've gone. Godzilla versus Kong is like, bam, where'd he go? Now, I remember, and I put it in my video if you guys didn't watch, but the ending was the ending of Godzilla vs. Kong, spoiler alert, was supposed to feature aliens. They shot it, apparently, and then they pulled it because they just weren't sure what was going to happen. But at the end of the movie, there was a scene where they're like, we're getting reports that there's going to be an invasion. And so the report was that people were going to come from space to attack the planet and the kaijus, or whatever they're called. And so that was where they were going to go next, was that it was going to be Godzilla and Kong teaming up to fight aliens. Now that kind of sounds fun. Like it's like sort of the Fast and the Furious like direction, where they're like turning into an alien invasion movie versus movie. Like it's kind of Pacific Rim if you think about it anyway. So they just need to figure out a way to do that to Pacific Rim. Can they bring in like Voltron? What other sort of franchises can they bring into this that actually could make this more exciting? Son of Kong? Not feeling it.
Well, to be fair though, I don't remember the storyline of Son of Kong, but it is a classic film, so it's probably something's up with it. And also they've been repeating, pretty much using the same titles and repeating the storylines from the old ones. I expect Son of Kong to be the first one, and then followed up by Godzilla's next movie, Destroy All Monsters. That's what I think it's going to be, and that one should be against Monster Zero, which is Ghidorah's name in outer space. So I think that's going to be the big thing coming up.
Yes,
I'm a monster nerd.
Yeah, no, well, yeah. I'm glad. It's James Tyler just said, screw Son of Kong, we need Donkey Kong. Honestly, I would I'd much rather watch that, to be perfectly honest. So
I would say if they were going to do another crossover into the Godzilla Kong verse, they'll probably go Ultraman.
Is that Toho? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ultraman
hold on. Whoa!
Buy that for $1.
Thank you, Jock.
Nice.
Man, I appreciate that, Jock. That's so generous. And when what's amazing is when Jock does that for 50 in English pounds, I guess that is. It's actually $69 American, because it's better than American. So, bruv, thank you so much, Jock. This is for all the entertainment you guys are providing. Keep up the good work. I'm so grateful for you. The month's killing us, creators. This is we'll get to it. I don't want to keep complaining, but YouTube is suppressing the hell out of your independent creators out there. I don't mean to sound like the sky is falling, but guys, the sky is falling. They want to promote the big dogs and not the little dogs. I'll break. There's some information I can key to you guys if you haven't seen already to prove this. So Jock, everybody tonight, Knock Shadow, everybody and Tyler, thank you guys who are supporting. Don't forget to support, obviously, Lewis later and Adon when you can. It's now Nerd Tots on Cash App for Adon. But thank you guys for supporting us and keeping us going because we need it to keep this machine moving. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Jacques, for that generous donation. You get a double.
I'd buy that for $1.
You also get
Fatality.
There you go. You get the double. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you guys, there's links. I got to pin them, but thank you to the mods who are putting the links out. Stream Elements, if you do that, interrupts, and that way you can have it. When you're going to give that high, it takes a little bit less than YouTube does, and you get to have the British robot say it. So let me make sure I've pinned that comment. The Stream Elements link is a good one to do. But thank you wherever you do it. I really appreciate you guys. All right, so back to this topic, though, of the story of Son of Kong. The other thing to mention here is that Wingard is also a busy guy right now because when this happens in town, you get a successful movie, they throw a bunch of them at you. And so the next one also has got to be a hit or you can sort of lose your status. But he's already got the Thundercats animation going, a live action feature, which is like a huge passion project for him. This isn't like some just weird thing he's doing. Like he wrote a script for Thundercats when he was like in middle school. This guy's obsessed and has been dying to do a Thundercats movie his whole life. So because of that passion, I'm kind of excited to see what he could do to Thundercats. He's also working on a Face-Off sequel. This isn't like a remake with two new actors. Apparently, this will follow the two characters, which to me is very strange. But I'm dying of curiosity as to what that is. Could be brilliant, or it could be dog shit. And now he's also working on this new MonsterVerse installment. So, Son of Kong, no.
Well, it opens up the can to have a lot of like dinosaur action and stuff like that, and then give you a younger King Kong to battle another Godzilla. Because it is established that these monsters, like they there's a next generation to them. So
agreed. Yeah. All right. So then going through, making sure to miss anything else. Son of Kong, Night of Godzilla is Tadhoner. Anthony is sending as another possible title. No. Night of Godzilla. What are you, Zack Snyder? No, not into it. Have you watched Society World War II? Have you watched Justice Society World War II? Oh my God, it's so good. One of the best DCAU movies in a long time, in my opinion. Good story, less than 2 hours. Snyder could never. That's from Ulu Art. Have any of you either watched that? Justice Society?
No, but that looks good.
That's animated.
I've seen the trailer, and it looks good. It reminded me of when they did Justice League's New Frontier. But it's focusing more on the Justice Society characters. It's an animated film.
All right, cool. I'm going to check that out. Thank you for that heads up. All right, we got a couple more chats to get through, and then I want to get to my next story, which is the Mortal Kombat news, and we have something interesting here to show you as well. But real quick, to get through these, Bradley Uppercrust. What's up, Bradley? Andy, last week it leaked that Quake will actually be recast in the MCU, not Chloe Bennett. This conflicts with your exclusive Care to Enlighten people. Well, yeah, I mean, you have to enlighten me more because I don't believe that leak. Leaked from who? Proof? Has she said it? Send me a link through DM. From everything I've known, she and Clark Gregg are coming back. So stay tuned. But and she might not be as Quake. Who they're playing is still up in the air, but the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters are coming back in some form or another. I mean, look, it still hasn't shot. Things could change. She's in Powerpuff Girls now too. But it was on deck. And then we had one from one more I missed to make sure I caught up, and then we were going to move forward. So getting back to what Maximilian said, I've been a fan of Mortal Kombat games for years. The recent Mortal Kombat film is my favorite, Scorpion's Revenge, hoping for more films with that and more fatalities. I got to agree with that. Plus, Knock Shadow, that's what I was looking for. Mortal Kombat was average. Scorpion was too weak. They set up a Scorpion versus Sub-Zero for the end, only to have him get wrecked again. Son of Kong. So I want to get thoughts on Mortal Kombat, is what my next point was here. Excuse me. So before I get there, this was interesting to me, guys. I don't know if you saw this. This came in from Marcus. Thank you, Marcus. So this happened. This is the Inside HBO Max communication team. Okay? So like an official HBO Max handle, apparently. It's verified. Here's an info nugget. HBO Max's 3 biggest opening weekends to date are Wonder Woman, Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat movie. Sorry, released the Snyder Cut bros. I mean, shit. Now, needless to say, this got deleted. But what the hell was this guy? I mean, I don't know who Scott Porch is, but this fact that they retweeted this, if Scott's part of their team here, I mean, idiotic of them. And then, so David Ayer put this out there, Ayer, saying, wow. Like, that is messed up. Am I crazy, or is that seems a little like, come on. That's not cool.
Yeah, that's putting salt on the wound, you know?
Sorry,
Hilarious,
bros.
But
Jesus.
pretty bad.
I mean, the amount of hate they keep showing them, I feel like it's too much. Like, if they want to look, if we're calling out the cult, then screw them. But just release the Snyder Cut, fans, bros.
But
just
that's
calling them bros.
That's an official Twitter from HBO Max, correct?
Correct. So
sabotaging your own stuff is
not cool.
Hey, but then again, I gotta say this about HBO Max. They release videos with the word Latinx in there. They have 1 million people complaining. What's their solution? Release another video with the word Latinx in there. It's on their page. So they like sabotaging themselves for some reason.
I mean, maybe they like trolling the audience now. Like, they're like, well, we're here. Like, let's just start.
No, that's I gotta be honest. That's not cool for the people who like wanted the fans and stuff.
Oh, I'm not saying that it is cool.
You know?
I'm just saying, like, HBO Max might just be liking the vibe of, like, we don't care anymore. But,
well, if they don't care about the rent, then that's
that's
on them, man.
I'm looking at this guy to see where he works, and he's retweeting Christian Harloff stuff and about TLC on demand. Why does the smartass apologize to why does the smartass apologize to us people who asked for Snyder Cut for 3 years? If it really wasn't the top 3 openings, does that mean we shouldn't have got the movie at all? I seriously doubt the legitimacy of the numbers. And so he's retweeting this stuff, like trolling everybody. I mean, where's my Mortal Kombat heads? Your movie's a hit, dudes. Here, and so he's just retweeting all this stuff, sort of. Snyder bros are crazy as hell. He's just not having it. Delete this and cut your hair. You look like a relic from a 1970s sitcom. And this guy,
I thought it was Pauly Shore.
So he's just a writer for Decider and Daily Beast, so he clearly doesn't care. But the fact that HBO Max retweeted it, that's the problem here. Why did HBO Max retweet this? Maybe they just didn't read the ending. That could happen. Sometimes people are just stupid and don't read it. But I'm imagining this doesn't. It's focused on winning weekends, and its big budget feature slate is leading the way. So here's
to being a good sport today, and really looking forward to saying how it's the best movie ever.
Thank you, David March. Here's to being a good sport today. Yes, thank you, guys. We watched a Star Wars movie for best movie ever, and it was rough. It was rough. On top of having the lethargy of the shot, man. Today's movie was the worst one yet. So stay tuned for that one. It's going to be it's going to be fascinating.
I'm anticipating which one it was. I
didn't David,
even know.
It was the smallest group who watched it because it was because of the movie. So yeah. Anyway, thank you, David. Appreciate you. And then Halogen, Paul. What's up, Paul? I got it. Why didn't that go through? It should have heard you. I got to disagree. Mortal Kombat was just like Godzilla vs. Kong. It was fun, and I was fist pumping the air while watching it. I miss when movies were actually just fun and not dreary depression like the Snyder Cut. Shout out to Kano who stole the movie. I mean, Kano was fire. I saw Lewis, my man, interviewed Kano. Yeah, my boy. I meant to read.
You got an interview.
Got to remind me.
Yeah, I got the interviews on Nuke the Fridge.
I meant to share that.
Sonia too.
Yeah, I got to share it. I don't know what happened. I didn't get to share.
And Kung Lao.
Kung Lao.
Kung Lao was great. He was also great. So let's talk about the movie. Just Collaborative Kiwi. What do I have to do to get a place on the wall? Oh man. Well, you're getting there. I mean, he's given you enough to get on your wall.
He's on my wall.
He's on my wall.
He'll be the first one on.
Yeah, usually I'm trying to get people the people on my wall are like over $2,000 of donations. But I will give a pass if someone's an ongoing donor or donates a $500, like the $500 club on Jody. I'm just going to take his rules. I think that's what it is, right? If someone donates $500 on a show, you get an automatic movement over there. So I think just like a boss like that, or I'm paying attention to the collaborative 2,000 donors over time, which there are a few more upcoming, so stay tuned. But that's the easiest answer I could give you, Tyler. You're close, though. You're doing really great, especially over on Lewis's side. So thank you for the continued support. I think I've got everybody. So James Bond, SWAT Kings Radical Squadron, live action, please. SWAT Cats?
That's
Radical
what you
Squadron?
mean. SWAT Cats.
Is it
it was a old Hanna-Barbera cartoon, I want to say. It was basically cat people that flew jets and whatnot. It was around the same time when you had biker mice from Mars and stuff like that. It was actually a really good show.
And then Knock Shadows, it's $500 on a show. Is a tat. That's right, on the wall. 1,000 is a plaque. Yeah, well, I'll do a smaller toy thing, and then we'll upgrade to a bigger toy. That's how we'll play it. So it makes it up a little bit. But thank you for that reminder, Knock Shadow. That's right, because he puts the names, the tattoos on the wall, and then you get a bigger thing once you get over there. So yeah, we'll match
for
similar
for
ideas.
collaborative. What I'm gonna do pretty soon, because he continues to support. I'm gonna get some sort of bobblehead and put his face on it, like real big, and put it back there.
Yeah, like I do with Marcus. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, so you can like constantly be part of the studio.
Yeah, dude, Marcus is in like every shot back there. There he is. Hey, Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus is good. I like that.
Marcus, as the OG, stepped up so much. Every stream was dropping 50, 50, 50. Every show he's there. So I noticed that. That's why he got the first one up there right away for the sort of constant support. So thank you, my man. And there's others. David's up getting close. Plenty of people will be up in the wall soon, but that's where it goes. So thank you, everybody who's been doing that and supporting it.
I'd buy that for a
Appreciate
dollar.
all you guys. All right, so now talking Mortal Kombat. Thoughts on it now that we've seen everything. The ratings are in and they're good. Clearly, it did really well for HBO Max, says Samba TV. It had the best ratings out of all the films so far. So it beat Godzilla vs. Kong. It beat Wonder Woman 84. And it made money in the box office. So it's kind of crazy. Mortal Kombat has made 51 million on a $55 million budget. Plus, it was its highest rated viewing on HBO Max. So you got to think it's working for them in a way. Now seeing this sort of work. Now they just don't have, how many of these are they going to get? They don't have them every week. They don't have Mortal Kombats every week is the only problem, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll see if it's, if that people continue to keep it. But to know that Mortal Kombat, so it drew a great number of viewers, but it did not beat the first 5-day audience. It's just the opening weekend. So we'll see how it goes future. But the fact that it's 3.8 million households was crazy. There was a better infographic that says it all. But so anyway, success is the bottom line here. Yep. And overall, look, I have problems with the movie. I have suggestions for future movies. But the reality is I would see another movie. I think they have set the groundwork. It's okay. I agree. The biggest thing for me, and it was said, I think it was Knock, they need bigger fatalities. Like there was a few cool moments with like they cut the girl in half and they did the head smash. But to me, it's like if you're going to go there and do Mortal Kombat and finally give us the blood, then give us legit fatalities even more creatively, like insane, crazy, bloody, gory fatalities, because that's what separates you from any other action movie, is really going deep into the gore. So that was my one thing. And then I also think they got to get to the tournament is the next thing they got to do. Now that they've sort of explained what's happening, I sort of don't care. Just get to cool fight sequences, figure out some creative ways to do it, bring in some new cool cast members, and then move forward. What did you guys think? What did you think, Lewis?
Well, I enjoyed the film. This is the type of movie that does, if we had blockbusters, we'll be making gang bucks. It's definitely stay at home. Who's not going to watch this? I mean, there's nothing else to see. Except Falcon and Winter Soldier, but it's like a full-on film. The trailer was awesome. It's based on a classic video game. Who doesn't know it? And the elephant in the room no one's talking about is the reason they didn't have too many fatalities is because when you release it half theatrically and half HBO Max, you don't have a budget to go super crazy. If you really are critiquing even the VFX in these films, even Kong versus Godzilla, they're a little bit off. They're missing that one or two renders, right? Or whatever they do. And that's because of the budget. So that's why you can't go completely straight to HBO Max or home release, in my opinion, because there is a budget thing. They're making money off it, but they probably could have made more if everything was back to normal. Now, I will say this. Two things that may be hot takes. The first one definitely is a hot take. Since they can't get Henry Cavill to be Superman, Louis Tan looks like Superman. Beef him up just a little bit more. Don't put blue eyes on him, CGI, but he looks like Brandon Routh. He's built. He's got the square jaw and the curl going on. Louis Tan is Superman. And number two, Mortal Kombat did well. The Conjuring, the devil made me do it. Will smoke. Mortal Kombat.
You're right. That's the next one they have. I'm not into that franchise, but I know that money. That franchise makes a lot of money, and that trailer was pretty good. I saw you watch it. Don, what do you think?
So, just to piggyback on the Henry Cavill part, there is actually an Asian Superman in the comics. So they do have a character like that where they could
Brandon
go
Routh.
into that. Now, I want to say I predicted earlier on that Mortal Kombat would do better than Godzilla. I could be wrong, but I think we got it on video somewhere. And additionally, I liked it. Now, I agree wholeheartedly. The movie's flawed. But in comparison, leaving out the animated movie, it is the best Mortal Kombat that we got so far of the three. Could it be better? 100%. I think that they could have improved. The fight scenes actually could have been better without even having to be fatalities. They could have been more fight scenes that could have been a little bit crisp. And then storyline, I think, is where it kind of faltered, at least with some of the characters. And that's where it took it away. The interesting thing for me is like each different Mortal Kombat movie is a fan film just with a different perspective. You know, so like where the first movie was like they wanted to focus on the tournament and make it an actual tournament. So it's like a Kumatai tribute Mortal Kombat movie. So they just focused, this is the tournament one. Mortal Kombat 2, Annihilation, was they were trying to incorporate like the actual game storyline a little bit more and introduce more characters. Where Mortal Kombat, this one, is they're incorporating the story mode of the more recent Mortal Kombats. So they're making it more cinematic story mode when you play the games. But they're using a focal point of an outside character to be the audience playing the games. Because you see all the references that they were tying in. So it's kind of cool when I look at it that way. I gave the movie, like if I'm being critical, like a C. But if I'm shutting down my brain like I did when I watched the movie, it's a higher rating. Because I'm just going to shut down my brain and watch a good time. And that's all it is.
I agree. I mean, it was. I think that's it's like a 6.5 out of 10, which I still enjoyed it. I was trying to debate. We should do it. We should do actually a nerd war. We should do it of what was better, Mortal Kombat or Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, Godzilla versus Kong.
I got to say, I think I would go Godzilla versus Kong as well.
See, I have failed. Watch Godzilla versus
neither
Kong,
of them.
I have to.
So we don't have a fight. Maybe we'll say later if anybody feels.
There's a way I look at it real quick, Andy. Godzilla versus Kong gave us a Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, but you're a monster guy.
Mortal Kombat.
You're a monster guy. But the reality is, I just think the showdown was cooler, and my God, those fights were. That's what was sad. The fights were more epic and more fake CGI fakeness, but still felt more epic in Godzilla versus Kong. And I think that's where Mortal Kombat ultimately didn't hit as hard as it could have. They need to figure out a way to do like raid style awesome fighting with gore and like creative, really think those through next round to make those be the standout. And it's like if they figure out how to do that and do a really cool, you know what I mean? Like gory, legit hand to hand creative stuff, John Wick style, whatever it is, like figure it out. Like that's the script. I don't give a shit about anything else in that script but those fight sequences. The team ups, who's fighting, whatever. The rest of it is paint by numbers, going through a tournament, of course, good guy wins. We know what's going to fucking happen. Put some fun jokes in, make it a fun, story, maybe surprise us and kill somebody, whatever, but just give us some fucking cool fight scenes, and I don't think they really did it in this one. It was a lot of go ahead.
I just want to clear it up. By me saying I like Godzilla vs. Kong more doesn't mean I didn't like Mortal Kombat. I did like it. It was fun. I watched it twice. The second time with my son. He doesn't like to sit down and watch movies. He's into video games. And he loved this one. He stayed through it. He laughed at every Kano thing. It was a bit violent for a kid, but, violence with me is okay. Sex, no, but violence. Mm-hmm. But anyways, so that's the way I roll with it. It's still, I enjoyed it, but it is a setup for a franchise. They did not have the tournament. And when naysayers or people that are really hardcore into the video game remind you of that, then you're like, yeah, it kind of sucks that, Scorpion wasn't in it, and Sub-Zero wasn't in it. Those are the best characters in my opinion.
Wait,
and
Sub-Zero
the tournament
was definitely
wasn't
in it, bro.
Excuse me?
Sub-Zero was definitely in it.
For
He
like
he was the most flamboyant ninja I've ever saw coming into that movie.
he was
Like-
yeah, but they were in it very little. You know, it's a dead. It was. Can we talk spoilers?
Yeah.
I guess we can. It was
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, spoilers. Scorpion wasn't even alive. You know, it was a dead one.
He was the opener and closer. Like that's
Yes.
Yeah, well, he regenerated, and that's all this is in the trailer.
It's a setup for a franchise. That's what it is.
He's back now, as he says at the end. Like you've brought me back. But you said Sub-Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Sub-Zero is out, but in the game, Sub-Zero's brother takes over, which I learned in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. So they'll have another Sub-Zero to avenge his brother, sort of right on track.
But the other character could come back as another version, a Noob Sabat.
But who thought Sub-Zero was going to lose? You know, or win. That's the reality of like it was.
Win,
right? I mean, obviously, Scorpion was going to come back and get his vengeance. That's what the movie was all. That was the main.
We're in
plot
it for the
movie.
fatalities, bro. That's what it is.
The question I see out there, and I'm trying to get him on the show actually, because I knew him. We'll see, but the division really seems to come through Cole. With Louis Tan. I see it in the chat even here. Like people do not like that guy, and I gotta say I had no issue with him. I thought he's a really nice guy, guys. He's good. I think he's good. I think he served a purpose in the movie. I think the script failed him a few times, where it's just like he got his ass kicked so much that by the time he got to be the hero, it just wasn't as effective because you're like, come on. Like you've been getting knocked down the whole movie. So I think that was a script fault, not a Louis Tan fault. And I hope now that they've sort of got the kinks out, you know, we'll see him actually, because he can fight. He's a good guy. I know he cares about this material. He's a good dude. So I think everybody giving him shit is being unfair. For me, it was more of a script issue than a acting issue. I didn't have a problem with him. I mean, if you're going to make fun of his acting, you got to make fun of everybody's acting because it's all sort of silly.
Well, also he's not, from my knowledge, he's not an established Mortal Kombat character. So he was just like new territory. So what is he going to do? You know,
but speaking of established characters, like portrayals of the character, and this is why I say the script doesn't really work in some areas. Like I was not a fan of what they did with Sonya Blade. Not to say about the actress, but like how they portrayed Sonya Blade. Like they made her a knife character. Like she just uses knives all around. I was like, Sonya don't know pick up Blade. Like, why are you slapping Blade? Because it's on her name. She'll what would have been a great moment is like when they were talking about her having
the tournament in the next movie. The acting is a C, the story is B, the fights were an A for me. It's the only movie I have watched twice this year because of my enjoyment of it. Dean Cain played Soups.
Dean Cain played Soups.
Oh, that's regards to me saying that that Louis Tan would make a good Superman, and like there was a debate, has there ever been an Asian Superman? And you said yes in the comics.
Dean Cain Superman,
I believe,
is Asian,
Hawaiian or something, or Filipino.
But to Paul, thank you, Paul. The tease to Cage was smart because there were a lot of people upset that he wasn't in the movie, and I think I hated the people who were because I hate the filmmaker even said it out loud. The filmmaker's like, yeah, we didn't want to put in Johnny Cage, another white guy. We wanted it to be. It's like, don't say that. Just do it and don't say it. Like, because that just created so much stupid, annoying arguments as to, we'll have this movie and it's woke bullshit because they don't have Johnny Cage. It's like, guys, you're such crybabies. It's like, it didn't matter. Kano was awesome. Kano was the white guy who served all the jokes and was the Johnny Cage in this movie, and then he dies. And I think this actually was smart. Save Johnny Cage. You got a big person to bring in for part 2 that then can hopefully be a hero and stick around for a little bit. I think that was actually, it worked. So everybody crying over the fact that there was no Johnny Cage, to me, is just idiotic. They had bigger plans, and I think saving some big iconic characters was not a bad idea. Did that bother either of you?
No, because I'm not hardcore into the mythos.
Yeah.
No, I was okay that Johnny Cage wasn't there. And yes, Kano stole the show. I was a little bit more upset that Kano was dead. I'm like, maybe they'll resurrect his character. It's not like they haven't done it in the games before. So I was like actually hoping they'll bring his character back because the movie would have been a lot drier without his character. Just to be honest.
Yeah, he helped the movie tremendously. Like, because I wouldn't have mind seeing a movie back in the whatever it was 1400s or whatever that opening scene was in Japan or
Yeah,
it would have been cool to sort of do an old school tournament, and then we go to Elseworld or whatever, where things are a little bit more. But I don't know. I wouldn't have minded that. And,
look, here's what they do. Here's what they should do. Somehow write this in. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm not a writer. But if they get this done, part 2, they bring in everybody, at least for a little cameo. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's in Mortal Kombat. Have Terminator versus RoboCop. Holy cow. Just for a second, like to see those guys come in on it. Have everyone, man, like some kind of virtual reality thing or whatever, like Ready Player One style, man. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, there's also a really cool rumor that there's talk of a Injustice Marvel game. That I saw today, that the rumor, which would be fucking awesome. Because
Injustice style Marvel game, because Injustice is DC.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there's talk of Injustice 3, which is supposed to be next, but now there's talk of an Injustice Marvel game. And when I heard that, I was just like, oh man, that means we're steps away from an Injustice Marvel versus DC game, which would be so fucking fun. If they finally sort of could agree. If there was ever a way maybe we could get it, I would think it's maybe that game where they're like, fine, let's just do a fun game. Marvel versus DC, official Injustice, blood, whatever. God, that'd be awesome. Because if they make an Injustice Marvel game and an Injustice DC game, it's right. It's not possible. It just means they got to share the money, so that makes it harder. But man, that'd be sick. But anyway, Jean-Claude Van Damme for Johnny Cage. Jacques, I'm with you. He's a little old, but he's a little old. But it'd be fun to see him back. Paul, you Stream Elements wasn't reading your chat. Sorry, I made sure it did now. So if you guys send over the 20 and up, I will make sure they are read out loud. So thank you for that.
Well, you think they could use George St. Pierre, like from Valtryek from Falcon Winter Soldier, to be the Jean-Claude Van Damme Johnny Cage version? I always thought he could pass for Jean-Claude. Valtryek from Falcon Winter Soldier, St. Pierre.
Who?
The
Not
actor.
familiar with him.
The guy they brought in for the finale, who was like, I just want to kill the Falcon.
Oh, that guy at the end. I have no idea who you're talking about. The bald guy at the end. Okay, no.
He's a UFC fighter, or a former.
Yeah, I mean, sure. He did.
The problem is, I felt like a lot of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, although it was good, it was very transportery, like kind of like generic fight film, straight to DVD. But
well, whatever. I think the fact that
is this kind of.
I think the fact that they saved Johnny Cage was super smart. And someone just said, but before I get there, I'm catching up on old super chats. Paul Campbell, deep fake culture. Andy is love. All your stuff, keep it up. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Paul. Andy is love. Shrek is love too. Speaking of that 20th anniversary of Shrek, Neil Hope said, "Is Mortal Kombat good? It isn't available for rental here in Ireland. We're giving you our review here. I think it's fun."
It's worth the rent.
It's worth. There's not a lot of stuff to watch, not a lot of big movies, so yeah, I'd say it's a good time. And then we had one here from Revenge of the Nerd Netherrealm, Mortal Kombat handle. What's up? You get a special
fatality.
I agree, Andy. In fact, I do think Mortal Kombat fans who whined about the movie, let alone the thing with Cole, Milana, and Johnny Cage, were just whiny little Fs. Yeah, I'm going to say it too. I think they just like, come on, guys, get over it. You got a pretty good Mortal Kombat movie. Quit complaining, and you got a good Mortal Kombat franchise starter, and because it was released during the pandemic at this time, you have even more of a shot at getting your movies. Because let's be honest, and I'm curious what you guys think, if this had been released in a regular year with tons of competition and other movies, I don't know if we'd be as hot about it. You know what I mean? What do you think, Lewis?
Mortal Kombat, we've been waiting for that for a long time, and I think if it was released on a regular year, I think the film would have been a little better, like more fatalities and stuff like that. Better promoted.
You think they would have had a better budget too for?
Yes, more of a budget. We do see if you look at the blood, it's not looking that good.
No, there's a lot of scenes of fake blood.
It looks cartoony.
CGI.
Yeah.
I mean, but the reality is real blood doesn't splatter out like the video game either. So you got to sort of meet in the middle.
Well, then you go Kill Bill style. Yeah. Sarcastic.
And some practical blood would have been cool too. Like bring in like a Peter Jackson, his old horror movies are amazing with the fatalities. But yeah, or Trauma style, like actually get in there and figure out ways to break off arms and make it part of the battle. Like go there. Like to me, that's what this should be about. And if they got to make the blood a little cartoony to sort of justify the gore, then okay. But the other thing that's nice about HBO is like HBO Max doesn't need fucking ratings. Like, who the fuck cares? Make it unrated and put it on HBO Max. You don't have to worry about the theater. So if they could do a version that's just unrated and make it super bloody and gory and not worry about, are they going to get the R? Are they going to get the R? Fuck it, just make it mature audiences. I mean, HBO has some intense shit on that channel because they don't always go for the rating. They just go mature. So that's another reason where it's like, well, shit, we could maybe do this. So just a thought.
I also think, real quick, someone already mentioned in the chat before I was able to mention it, but I want to give a shout out to, I think this actor, Scott Adkins, who I had a chance to interview once, but he's really good in martial arts. He does all that. He was trying to be Batman actually before they settled on this guy, but Scott Adkins, man, he deserves a break. Maybe Johnny Cage, but I don't know about the comedy in there, but get him in there. I think that'd be a great ad. Does anyone know Scott Adkins in the comments? Let me know.
You're obsessed with him, but yeah.
No,
I am
Scott
obsessed. I have a
Adkins
man
is
crush.
legit really good. Like if you ever watch some of his scenes from Undisputed, 2, 3, or 4. I think 4 is called Boyka. The fight scenes, it's like supposed to be like souped up MMA fights. So they're really awesome, but also slightly unrealistic.
Dude, but have you seen him practice on the bag? He breaks the bag.
He's
those are real kicks.
A really good fighter.
Yeah.
And he does performances, but he gets mostly smaller roles, and that the Undisputed is one of his bigger roles because it's like he started out as a villain and he stole the show.
Well, I don't know the guy, but I was going to say the one thing that didn't surprise me was the fact that we shouldn't be so surprised about Mortal Kombat because many people might have forgotten, but the Red Band trailer broke viewership records for trailers.
Oh, yes.
And so just something to think about. They clocked in 116 million views in its first week. Biggest Red Band trailer of all time, besting Logan and Deadpool 2. So, I mean, that just tells you that there's clearly an audience for this. And if Warner Brothers is smart, they will make sure they look. It's win or die on the second movie. I think this one worked. Some people were like, meh. Some people were okay, like loved it. This second movie is it's like the second album on whether the band makes it on or not. And you could have a franchise here of probably 3 or 4 more movies if you can hit the second one and really give us 4 blood. And I'm thinking like Final Destination style, like really, really go lean in the gore, but mix it with horror movie effects, but with really badass action. Like the fact that it's so easy to pull off with the budget. Hire the right people. John Wick with gore. Like, hello, what other movies doing that? I don't see a lot of them. So here you have an opportunity to really own that format. And I think if they do and bring in some of these characters, it could be a lot of fun. Again, this movie needs to be fun, not depressing and confuse the lore. I know a lot of people love the Mortal Kombat lore, but no, we want to see them fighting and have the fun silliness. So that's my 2 cents. All right, we got lots more to talk about here on this. I'm going to clip this though for YouTube's sake. If you haven't already subscribed to Nerd Tots and Nerd Report on YouTube, what are you waiting for? Go do that. Subscribe to all of us here. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for all alerts. Smash that like button because YouTube does not like us. Tell us down below what your thoughts on all this are, but we'll talk about the suppression in a little bit. But if you really want to help the channel, hit the join. And if you missed the show and you're watching this on the replay, it's why I trim it, so it's not a 3-hour video because YouTube doesn't share them especially. You can come back, become a member, and you can watch the whole show at your leisure, all our old shows. So thank you guys so much for staying tuned. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We're not done. Those watching on the replay, thank you for checking this in. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks for watching here on Popcorn Planet.